Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, directed by Zack Snyder, follows up 2 years after Man of Steel. Superman, played by Henry Cavill, is now facing the repercussions of what happened 2 years before. At the same time, Batman, played by Ben Affleck, who witnessed people who worked for him die during the battle between Superman and Zod, has a vendetta against Superman because he sees him as a dangerous threat to humanity. He tries to stop Superman while Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg, is also trying to stop the Man of Steel. I came into this film expecting the film to be good but not great, and my anticipation has definitely been a roller coaster ride. Originally, I had high expectations, even though Man of Steel got a mixed reaction. I would say I'm a casual fan of the Justice League. I have pretty fond memories of watching Justice League Unlimited, and I do know some of the stories from the comics. Then when I found out Ben Affleck was casted as Batman, I was a bit skeptical. Even though I'm a fan of Ben Affleck, I do not think he's the best actor, and I was not 100% sure if he was right for Batman because I thought I would just see Ben Affleck. However, he won me over when I saw pictures of him as Batman and I saw him in the trailers. Then Gal Gadot was casted, and I got worried because she has not really shown that she can really act. And then Jesse Eisenberg got casted, and I was really worried because I did not think he was right for the role. Then the first few trailers came out, and I was excited. Then I saw the trailer with the the Doomsday, when I felt it spoiled the whole movie and hurt my expectations. But then the trailer after that made me really excited to see the movie again. I was super excited to see the movie until I saw this. Yeah, so then I expected to enjoy the movie but not love it. So what did I think of the movie? Here's how I put this. I liked it and enjoyed it, but I cannot say it was a good movie. That might sound conflicting, but that's how I felt after seeing the film. I will say that the good elements of the movie are amazing, but the bad elements are really, really bad. I saw this film pretty recently, so I might feel differently after seeing it again, but here is what I think right now. First, let's talk about what I loved. For the most part, the acting was really good. I gotta start with Ben Affleck as Batman. He was amazing. He was believable as the savvy and suave businessman as Bruce Wayne, and also menacing and calculating as Batman. This is probably the darkest and most brutal Batman we've seen on the big screen, even more than Christian Bale's Batman. I think he does kill people in this movie, so if you're one of those people who believes Batman should never kill, you might not like how this Batman is written. But I think this Batman is awesome, and by far the best element of this movie. I think he was well written for the most part, and he is the character that I was the most invested in. Where this Batman ranks, however, I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it. But I will say, I think this Batman is up there with Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, and Kevin Conroy. Henry Cavill's solid as Superman. He doesn't really deliver that much range of emotion, but he does bring that powerful presence that you would want Superman to have. And Jeremy Irons is awesome as Alfred. He was one of the only characters that everyone thought was perfectly casted, and he was. And he's the movie's comic relief, and his scenes with Batman were a lot of fun to watch. How was Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? She's fine. Her acting ranges from solid to wooden, but she definitely looks like Wonder Woman. Also, I love the way the movie looks. Say what you want about Zack Snyder, but he definitely knows how to make a really good-looking movie. I love the dark cinematography of the movie to set the tone, and I love the way the film was shot. It really looks like a comic book coming to the big screen. You can definitely see a lot of elements from The Dark Knight Returns. I love the action scenes. They were brutal and brought a lot of weight to the movie. And the fights also felt like they came right from the comics. And the fight between Batman and Superman at the end is awesome, even though I wish it was a bit longer. Zack Snyder knows how to film action. I will kill you. It also has a great score composed by the great Hans Zimmer, with new tracks and some tracks from Man of Steel. However, while this film has so many things that I love, there were a lot of issues that drag this film down. The first is that the story is a mess, which was my biggest concern since this is a Zack Snyder film. It tries to combine so many different movie ideas at once. It tries to be a Batman movie, a Man of Steel sequel, a Lex Luthor movie, a government conspiracy movie, a Justice League setup movie, and a Batman vs. Superman movie. Because of that, these storylines feel really rushed and not fully developed. The main theme of this movie is Superman good for this world? Is he a symbol of good, or someone who we can't trust because he has too much power? I also wanted the film to address the idea of that Superman cannot save everyone, and I want to see the turmoil that Superman has with being Superman. We see bits and pieces of these elements, but we do not see them get developed because the film also has to show the other storylines. While I love Batman's arc, I did feel the change in his character felt really forced. Also, I did not feel the conflict of ideology between Batman and Superman. I understand why Batman does not like Superman. He feels that someone with his power cannot be trusted, and that causes more harm than good. However, the movie does not explain very well why Superman does not like Batman. This movie is called Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, but Batman and Superman only have 3 scenes together. And while those scenes were great, you still felt that there should have been more. Alright, let's talk about the most controversial aspect of this movie. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I'm kind of mixed on him. He's kind of like a combination of Mark Zuckerberg from The Social Network, Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka, and Nicolas Cage from The Sorcerer's Apprentice, mainly because of the hair. First of all, I do not mind this approach to Lex Luthor. I'm someone who believes that you do not need to be completely faithful to the comics, and it's not incomprehensible that someone as smart as Lex Luthor would be a little weird and insane. However, Jesse Eisenberg does overact in some scenes, and he does get more annoying as the film goes on. But the biggest problem I have with his character is that we do not get any reason for his motivations. We don't really know why he wants to get rid of Superman other than just because, and he develops this really complicated plan to get rid of Superman that had me really confused. Also, Lois Lane feels kind of pointless and just there to be Superman's love interest. She's trying to figure out this government conspiracy, which is not necessary because we can figure out who is behind it very quickly. This film also tries to be a Justice League setup movie, and it does not fit with everything going on. Even though I thought Gal Gadot was fine in the movie, it feels like she was there just to fight with Batman and Superman at the end. There are scenes with people who later join the Justice League, and it feels really unnecessary. Why can't this film just be Batman vs. Superman? Show the individual problems each of them have, and explore the conflict between the two. We do not need Lex Luthor's story, the government conspiracy story, and a Justice League setup story. We also get Doomsday, who just feels like someone for Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to fight at the end. I do not like his design because he's not intimidating. The movie's about 2 hours and 30 minutes, and while I don't feel that 2 hours and 30 minutes, there are some scenes where I feel it was a bit unnecessary, and there were definitely times in which I felt there should have been more scenes dedicated to certain storylines in the movie. I know this review's kind of mixed, but here's my main point. There is a great movie here involving the conflict between Batman and Superman. It's just messed up by separate subplots. If this movie had a great script, I think we could have a movie up there with Iron Man, The Avengers, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and the Nolan Batman movies. In the end, we're left with a movie with great characters and visuals, but is kind of a mess. I still think people should still see this in the theater because it's a great theater experience, but I will lower your expectations. Don't expect this movie to be amazing, but expect it to be solid, and you might enjoy it. I'm gonna give this movie a C+. There was a lot great in this movie, but it could not completely come together. So what did you think of this movie? Put what you thought in the comment section below, and if you like this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. This is J-Ho the Movie Dude, and I'm out.